it's Rich from Brasscommon and welcome to another episode of the vlog. Last week we introduced a new feature called Question of the Week where you can ask us literally any question and hopefully it relates to web design, social media advertising, mobile optimization, those kind of things. But if not, don't worry about it, and then we will answer that question in the following week's episode. The questions that we're going to talk about quickly in this episode are security certificates. So when you go on a website, the secure icon, or when it says HTTPS that you get. We're going to talk about how you add them to your site, as that was what the question was. We'll also touch on why you would want to and also what they do. The next question was about Tom's t-shirt, so we're going to answer that one quickly. And then we'll do a quick catch up on what we've been doing as a company in the last couple of weeks. So if you're watching on Instagram or Twitter, head on over to YouTube or Facebook and you can get the full length clip. So the first question was, how do I add a security certificate to my website? So basically a security certificate, or when it says HTTPS, encrypts data between your browser and the site itself. So anytime you fill in a form or give any details to the site or it sends them back, that data goes between browser and website. Now a security certificate will encrypt that data, so if it is intercepted, it's all jumbled and jargon, so no one can get at your information. So obviously that's really important to have, but even more so, or as well as that, a lot of browsers are starting to give you notifications or warnings when you're starting to visit a site that doesn't have a security certificate. So obviously if that's your website that doesn't, that's bad for business. People aren't going to want to create an account and purchase things or fill in forms and things like that, or they'll just even not go to your website, they'll just bounce straight back as they just think, oh, this isn't secure. So you want to get one on your website. Now how do you go about doing that? There's a few different ways. The first would be to approach your host or hosting company. If it's an online sort of company you use, there's probably a package deal which has got a level 4 security certificate, so it shouldn't be too much more expensive. If you're using an individual, just approach them and ask them about them. They might say it's an additional charge or something like that. They might just say it's included, as a lot of places will just sort of have it as their standard hosting package now. We do, for instance. Alternative to that, you can buy a security certificate and then apply it to yourself, to your site. That might require a bit more access and a bit more knowledge on your end of things, but there's always people to assist with that. You can send us a message if you want. Now, I just wanted to say on this as well, be careful when buying or agreeing to a new deal with a security certificate. In the past, they were quite expensive things. And some companies are still charging past rates, if that makes sense. So you could end up paying way over the odds if you're not careful on the pricing. So just have a look around and compare it to a few of the other ones. There should be a lot of competitive sites out there. Just make sure you don't get caught out. If you wanted to ask us if you've had a quote, if it's too much or if it's reasonable or anything like that, just send us a message and we can have a look at that for you. Now, the next question from last week was about Tom's t-shirt. It was, Tom, where did you get your mustard coloured t-shirt? Now, the answer to this one is it was a present from his dad, and the make of it is pie and mash. So if you just Google that, I'm sure you'll find it. If not, we'll get Tom to send you his one, which he'll enjoy and you'll enjoy. So that's that. Anyway, Brasscommon as a company then, in the last couple of weeks, we've launched a new website for an oven cleaning business that's just started up. The domain you can go to is eco-ovenvalet.co.uk. So if you'd like to just go and check it out and give us any feedback and correct our spelling and things like that, that would be much appreciated. We've also done a few more Facebook adverts campaigns, so social media advertising. They just continue to impress really with their targeting and what you can do with them. And if you did want any more information about what they are and why they're good, I'll put a link in the description to some article that we've written and you can just have a look through that information. And that's pretty much it. We've got a few other projects on the go. We're starting to have a look at some plugins and some app development and things like that around some ideas that we've got. So we're going to maybe look at developing something along those lines. So yeah, thanks for watching. And if you did have a question for next week's vlog that you wanted answering, or just us to talk about for a bit, just comment it or email it or text it, whatever. Just get in contact and ask the question basically. So yeah, thanks for watching and we'll see you next week.